Hello, welcome to the queue. It is my sad task to report to you the loss of one of the greatest person, I think, in our gaming community, especially these last handful of years in the BBR world. DTroy, you may know him from his YouTube channel and his many appearances at the BBR tournaments over the years. He was a husband, a father, a police officer who served his community, and in our gaming world, probably the most respected person um, in the group. I don't. We had a nickname for him in our little group here, which you kind of see in the picture here. Most of these guys uh, were all uh, for the most part, instrumental in developing the BBR over the years. But we had a nickname for him as the Godfather because he was like the most respected, and he told you how it was, and but at the same time, I would say the most caring individual in the group. Definitely a unique individual that will be missed dearly. And for my part, uh, BBR won. This is the tournament picture from 2018, and this is on the gold or the medal day. So not all the participants are in the picture, but the ones that are here for the most part um, are the guys that have contributed, the most in play testing, and um, they invited me into their world after this tournament here. It's even the original gamers. Um, I think I might have unconsciously took that name for our team here the last 2 years in the tournament. Probably need to change that. Um, I'm on there as an original gamer, but I probably should change the name. But I digress. They took me in really right after that tournament in September of 2018, and um, took me into their group, welcomed me, and really treated me well. We played YouTube games. We played privately, publicly, um, but honestly, the most fun. We would gather at individuals' houses, Oklahoma, Atlanta, wherever. And for a weekend of gaming, we'd try and knock out two at least to three games and try out, new rules, new victory conditions, all sorts of stuff. And of course, the fellowship of all that really kind of brought our group together, and that's how I got to know DTroy in this tournament here in 2018. My first game was against him, and if you can imagine your first tournament, and you're teamed up, or you're facing off against um, a gentleman who you've seen in YouTube videos for years. You've watched his gaming, you've watched his painting. Um, Pretty much, at that point, even a legend in my mind, and that's who I got to play in a group of guys in a setting that I've never been in before, that I've never met. But he was most gracious, and from that time on, and the many games we've played after, um, got to know him well. Even my son, I was able to bring him to a couple of the BBR weekends, so he got to know DTroy as well. And I think they even squared off against each other in the last BBR tournament. in Atlanta, I think, that my son was at. So this is the original picture here. He's right here on the right, far right, and that's in the rule book that is produced for BBR. It has a bunch of old pictures, but anyway, here is the last tournament here in St. Louis this March 2024. So 6 years, later, and you can see down here, well, figures that it would do that. There's DTroy, and had I known that that would be the last time I would get to see him, and the game, I didn't get to play against him in this tournament, but the game we played before that was the last game we played. I did not know it was the last game we would ever play, and that is sad. So I don't want to go on forever here, but certainly, DTroy, we will miss you. You've been a constant at these tournaments, and always the professional, always courteous, and always just and fair. In your approach to the games, the tournaments, and of course all the times away from the board, the conversations, the whole 9 yards. So with a heavy heart, I say goodbye to DTroy, and you will be missed for sure.